All right. So what I have here is my list of, it's an export of contacts from my account. And what I would like to do is make changes to the tags and custom fields. Now, those are the only two pieces of information for a contact that can be updated in bulk through this import mechanism. So I'll describe how to do that, and I'm going to start by interacting with those CSV files in a spreadsheet. So I'll just name this Spruce Contact Export. And I'll go ahead and open up the exported files, and I'm going to import the entities CSV. I'll replace the current sheet. I'll name this entities. I'll press another plus button to add the custom fields. I'll go ahead and import the custom fields, and I'll replace this sheet. So this is all the custom fields. Okay, so I've got all the custom fields in the top level demographic information. The key point here is that you can only update custom fields where you can replace the value for a field, or you can add a new field, and you can only add tags. And I'm going to show how how you can add tags to a contact. You cannot remove tags, you cannot replace all the tags, you can only add tags to the existing contact. So let's start with tags. The only two columns that matter in this sheet is the key field to identify the contact in your organization, and the tags column to identify the tags you want to add. You can literally go ahead and delete the rest of the columns because they don't matter when they're going to be ignored when you upload them. So I'm just going to delete the columns that are not relevant for me to identify the tags to add, because the only reason I'm leaving some of the columns in here is to identify what tags I want to add for that particular patient. So the key field is extremely important. I'm going to move that to the left. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new tags, and this is just for illustrative purposes. I'm just going to add a new tag, which is basically a concatenation of the first and last name. Okay, and I'm going to populate this column, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this old tags column. So all I'm going to do now is specify a new set of tags per contact that need to be added to the contact identified by the key field. I'll go ahead and download this as a CSV because I need to re-import the CSV file. And then I'll open up Spruce. I don't have it open here. There we go. I'll go to the Contacts tab. I'll say Import Contacts, and I'll select the file that I just downloaded, which happens to be right now. Yeah, right here, 330. And I'll go ahead and select that file, and I will press Import. So all that's going to happen is that the contacts in my view here are going to be updated to add the name, which is a concatenation of just the first and the last name, and that's going to be the tag on the contact. Now I actually already did this, which is why these contacts already have the first and last name concatenated. So let's actually just go ahead and do something slightly different, which is to say, I'll make it a concatenation of last name, first name, which has not been done before. Yeah, there you go. Autofill, delete. We'll go ahead and export this again. Okay, and then we go ahead and update all the contacts in place with that new tag. So right there is the new file, import. And you'll see that now the contacts have both a tag that's identified by the first and last name and the last and first name, while the rest of the tags stay intact on the contact. We do add this import tag every time you make a change so that you can always identify the contacts that were modified by a particular import or added by a particular import, but you can at least specify the tags to add via this mechanism. Now let's go ahead and see how we can make changes to the custom fields through updating the contacts in place. Now one thing you might notice is that it's not very useful to just have the key field to identify the Spruce ID, because who do these custom fields really map to? So one thing that you could do is you could use VLOOKUP to bring in the first and the last name of the patient so that you could identify the patient and make changes. So I'm going to just sort this by the key, and I'm going to do the exact same thing here. And what that'll do is make it so that I can actually say let me go ahead and bring in the first and the last name of the patient using VLOOKUP. This is a function which makes it possible for me to say, search for this key in this range here identified by, oops, let me try that again. Okay, so I'm going to say this is my search key, and my range is all these fields, and the index, which is what do I want to populate this row with. It's going to be, let's just say it's the tag, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Its index is 5, which is the fifth column from that range. And I'm going to indicate that the fields, the columns are sorted. It's important to sort the columns so that VLOOKUP actually works. And you can see that it went ahead and brought in the tags from the other sheet. And just to verify that this actually worked correctly, I'm just going to copy this contact ID, and you can see that Bell Gordon is correctly mapping here. So this key is found in this sheet, and it maps to the right value. This gives me a sense of, okay, who am I talking about? And you know what? Just again for illustrative purposes, I'm going to update the field value, and I'm going to make the field value in fact, you know what? I'll just go ahead and add a new. Actually, no. Yep. I'm going to make the field value just the tag that I added. Again, this is just for illustrative purposes to show how we can update the values of custom fields in place. And maybe for this contact right here, which is Botello Margaret, I'm going to go ahead and add another insert row below. That's not what I meant. There we go. I'm going to add another custom field. So in this case, I'm just going to say address. I'm going to say maybe the address is 123 Market Street, San Francisco. Just to show how you can add a new custom field through this mechanism as well. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and download this as a CSV, and I'm going to do the same update mechanism to pull in the updates for custom fields, most of which in this case are updates, and there's at least one addition of a custom field to a contact. File has been uploaded. I'm going to go ahead and import, and what you'll see here, okay, so the import's complete. Now you'll see that the value on the custom field for blood type has been updated from the B+, B- A positive to just a concatenation of the first and the last name, or the last and the first name. Well, you get the point. And that's basically what's happening for all of them. And let's search for what it looks like for Margaret. I think that's how it was spelled. Margaret, maybe. There we go, Margaret Botello. And you can see that there is a new custom field added for Margaret, which is the address that I specified. And that was done by just adding a new row into this table to represent the new custom field. So there is a little bit of, you could say, spreadsheet magic that you have to do to actually make it so that this key is identifiable to you for who it maps to. Once you've been able to identify that, then you can update the custom field values in place or add new custom fields as well.